Hi everyone, this is your migrant doctor, Mam Anna, and I'm so glad you could find time to join me today on this YouTube channel. And before I go ahead with today's video, I just want to take time to thank everybody that has commented and has sent me DMs, and it's so encouraging to know that the little content that we put out there is being helpful to you guys, and I'm glad that I'm getting a bit of topics that I can cover with time. And this is very encouraging because for me, it's just part of me wanting to give back. And it's part of me wanting to share my experiences and share the experiences of those that are very close to me with all of you, so that you can know what's the hows, and basically you can be more informed with this this life of living in the diaspora. So today's video is basically one that was suggested that I do by one of you guys, and it's basically to provide tips of how to adjust in Australia, or just basically how to adjust when you move from your home country, or when you move from one city of a country to another city, or even just simply moving across from one region to the other one. So for us, I must say it has taken us time, going on to our 5th year, and we are now starting to feel like this is home. We are now starting to feel like we are happy being here, less homesick, because obviously the first year there will be a lot of that feeling of, oh, why did I even do this? There will always that feeling of, I'm so homesick, I miss my family, I miss my church, I miss this and this. And obviously it's a time of discovering yourselves. And I'll just share with you some of the things that we have learned along the way that help you integrate a little bit faster. And hopefully you can probably take a shorter time than we did to get to where we are, or where you would want to be. So one of the essential things, the first point is, once you get to a new country or a new city, try and reach out, okay? Try and reach out and get to know the people around you. This may be a bit daunting because you've just come, probably you don't have any relatives like us. All that we did have was a good friend, and obviously one or two other people that we'd known from my good friend. So it's time, when you first arrive, it's time for you to sort of try and reach out. So one may be asking, how do I reach out? So one way is to try and reach out to your contacts while at work. Obviously you will network a lot at work. You will network quite a bit with your neighbors, and probably if you find a home church or something like that, you will network there. And these people will be quite essential to your settling in. I mean, they will try and fill the void. I mean, for us, like Sunday used to be our worst day, because obviously at home we were used to having so many activities at church, so many friends coming over. I can't even remember, most of our Sundays would be filled with, entertaining and stuff like that. But look, here we were, it was winter months, and you're coming back to a whole big empty house, just the 4 of us. And so it was a bit hard to adjust. So if you can fill that void by finding friends, by finding church members who will also know that you're new and will try to reach out to you. So the next big thing that we did was or that I would advise, is try and get involved in the community, okay? There are always community events that are occurring. I mean, there will be community, like in your area, there may be Sunday markets. You may find that there are activities for the kids, family fun days and stuff like that. And if you come from, I am aware that so many communities here, like for example in Perth, like the Kenyan community in itself, we have very many groups that you could get involved in, depending. There's the bigger, like the bigger KCWA family. There is, like cultural sort of like the Mulembe people, Kitwek, which covers the Kalenjin people, and a few other communities that if you just try to find out, you will realize that there's a little community that you could easily join. I know even in other communities, like there's the Iraqi community, there's the Egyptian community, there are so many, you know, so many Zimbabwean community and all that. These are essential in that you sort of feel in, because these are people that you share backgrounds with, you share cultures with, and that sort of thing. So try and get involved in community events, and this information will be readily available either on Facebook or in sometimes you can find these things on the notices when you go to the shops and stuff like that. So the information is there. Just try and reach out and find out. The other thing that I would say is the third point for you to help you adjust quite quickly is locate the necessities. Okay, what is important to you? Locate it. For us, I must say, it was easy for us to locate schools for our children. And I'll probably give you another video in future where I'll just advise on some of the things that you can look for when you're looking for a school for the kids. And obviously, for us, it was locating the schools, but very, very essential, it was locating, you know, like food supplies. You know, having come from, you know, Africa, the meat here tasted very, very different. And I found it very, very hard to adjust, especially with the chicken, the meats. There's no native veggies that we were used to. And obviously you need to also find out where you find important things, like for us, the ugali flour, you know, it's for you to make your ugali, or like the Zimbabweans call it, saza, you know. So locate the necessities, like look out, like in Park, there's so many African shops they could go in, and you literally will find everything or most of the things that you need. You will find sweet potatoes, you will find cassavas, you'll find maize meal, you'll find hair braids and hair pieces, you will find spices like roiko, pilau masala, tea masala, and those are the things that will make you, you know, food is essential, you know. You'll find things that will make you feel a little bit at home. The other thing for us that was quite important was where to find our meats. So obviously getting meat from Woolies for us, it just never tasted the same, you know. So it was very essential for us when eventually we found where we could buy meats, you know, from the farms, from, you know, like shops, like there's a shop in Nolamara that sells, the Muslim guy that sells very nice, you know, nice meat. And that's quite good, because then you can have your nyama choma, and yeah, and obviously that helps you adjust, because food is quite essential. The fourth point is try and reinvent yourself. Obviously, you'll have come from home with your skills, with your knowledge, but sometimes learning a new hobby, like let's say playing a game, or learning, you know, like a skill like photography or something. Learn a skill or reinvent yourself in such a manner that you want to be able to adjust, to be happy in the roles that you're playing, but also at the end of the day, you still want to be able to provide food and provide something for you, I mean, monetary funds to be used by your family. So if you come and you realize one thing's not working, or whatever you knew, you've always known in your entire career or something like that is not working, I think it's about time to try and reinvent yourself. And you can always get people out there that are willing to share their stories, and in so doing you realize there's so much potential here, and that potential can only be realized if you try and reinvent yourself and try and figure out what can I do to sort of make it. And then obviously the other important thing that we did was to try and keep some pieces or some stuff that we brought from home, you know, like for us it was quite essential. We carried a few family photos, We carried some African attire that may be quite helpful when you're doing like cultural events and stuff like that. Quite essential. When we initially started, we carried lots of spices. We carried lots of, roikos, lots of pilau masalas and all that. Because if we hadn't, and we took time, obviously, before we discovered the African shop, it could have been a bit harder for us. We carried the kids' photos that we still hung around the house. We carried some African prints that we still hung around the house. And that for me has been quite helpful. So as you pack to leave, see what is there that is very sentimental to me and what is there that I can bring along that's going to make me, feel a little bit at home and carry a piece of Kenya or a piece of my home country to where you're moving into. And one last thing that I just want to say is adjusting can be hard. So be patient with yourself. Be patient with your family members. You may just come and realize that this job is not working. Be patient enough and keen enough and reinvent yourself enough to try another, another skill. And there's so many things that are available in this country, obviously, and the opportunities are varied. But like any other opportunity, you need to reach out and probably grab these opportunities. Be patient with yourself. It's gonna get better as you network, as you get to know your community. You realize it's not as bad as you initially thought. Because I'll be very honest with you, coming here initially, I was just like, what have we gotten ourselves into? And you can be extremely homesick, especially if you don't have family, if you don't have friends and stuff like that. But be patient. Things will get better. Hopefully with time you bring along your family. Hopefully with time you make friends. Hopefully with time you get promotions at work. Hopefully with time your income will get better. And all these things will help you adjust even better. So new in a country, don't be worried. Try and implement the few tips. But obviously, if you have anything additional you could add on to this list, feel free, comment down there. Let me know what else you did to adjust better, whether it's in a new town, whether it's in a new city, or whether it's in a whole new country. Comment down there, and I'll be looking forward to see what people have done in the past to adjust better. Keep the comments coming, so that I know what else you would like me to cover. Share widely so that this information reaches people that may be struggling and are not knowing what to do. Like as much as you can, and above everything else, try and subscribe so that we reach as many people as we can. So go out there and share the information and let's grow one another, and let's empower one another. God bless you. Thank you.